Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thursday to all of you. And a big warm welcome to those of you that are new to me. I'm Lesli Bitel. So happy to have you. And I'm over the moon excited with what we have in store for you today. Seriously. Oh my goodness. This is Jackie Kirshen, and I just cannot wait to share all of her wisdom, her successes, and it's especially exciting because she is going to share with you everything that we have time to share around how to scale your offer beyond one-on-one with digital courses and group coaching, right? So, really just how to have a 5-figure launch with ease. And when I say with ease, I am telling you with ease. I think it's going to blow your mind. So seriously, here is what we're going to talk about. We are going to touch on several really juicy topics, but in particular, how to provide women with a sustainable method of weight loss without dieting. So we're going to touch on kind of that client care, patient care aspect. How to provide a hybrid program that consists of private and group coaching that will actually fit your client's needs, and how to create a really strong sense of community and a safe place for your clients. And this is really key, as you'll learn, because so many people are craving community right now, right? And how to scale your offer and have a 5-figure launch. All right, so Jackie, welcome. Delighted to have you. Oh my goodness. Just so excited for your success, and congratulations on the baby girl. So Jackie's a new mom, and as a result is, juggling a lot, right? And she worked really, really hard before she had her baby to get her practice up and running. It was doing awesome. And now her goal is to really begin to move away from one-on-one care into that the beautiful world of leveraged offers. So as we jump in, let's go ahead. Let's have Jackie just kind of give you all a little bit of her backstory. So just a little bit about her journey, how she ended up where she is today. So yeah, again, welcome, Jackie.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a hot minute since we've done this. So I'm really excited to be
Too
back.
long.
I know, right? Just, a little bit busy in between, but yeah, so I started my private practice in September 2020. I left my bariatric position. I went part-time when we started working together, and that's when I started with one-on-one without social media for the first 3 months. And I saw quick success and growth with the friends and family strategy. And we all talked about that last time. And that's when I quickly said to you, I can't do I don't have time because I was still working part-time and I had so many one-on-ones. So I quickly moved into group coaching, and I launched 4 successful group coaching programs in 2021. And it was something that I absolutely loved. I capped it at 8 and I made it very intimate. And I created the Mindful Weight Loss Bootcamp. And it was something that brought me some extra revenue on top of my one-on-ones and was a lot easier for me to manage. And then I got pregnant. And then I said, okay, what am I going to do? And I need to go on maternity leave. And what does that look like? So I spent the later half or the last quarter of 2021 turning my group coaching program, the Mindful Weight Loss Bootcamp, into the Mindful Weight Loss Academy, which I just launched and tested, and it is a course. So what I did was essentially, I took everything that I did in my one-on-ones because I was starting to get really burned out and I didn't have much time, and also in my group coaching program, and I created a digital course, and I just launched that and had 31 women enroll. And it was something that I was a little overzealous in terms of, I had my baby in January. I wanted to launch in March. I gave myself some grace and I decided to launch in May. And the only marketing that I did was on my Instagram story. I didn't even say the name of the program. I just called it my new program, my new coaching program, and to my email list. And I was able to get 31 women. And we just had our final call last night. And I already have 7 of them on the call that committed to continuing their journey with me.
I just am so psyched for you. Guys, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about, those leveraged business opportunities. So, oh my gosh, I have so many questions for you. All right. Okay. So to be clear, we started together. We started working together. I can't believe it was 2020. So much has transpired since then. I know, crazy, right? And so you really got your feet more than wet. You were extremely successful in building your foundation with one-on-one, which is incredible. So everyone that's watching, I think most of you know about my profit pyramid, right? So the profit pyramid, we're talking level A on that profit pyramid, and that's where Jackie started, right? Is level A, really got some amazing traction. If I remember correctly, you made a good 30,000 just with that one strategy, right? With the friends and fans strategy.
Oh, in the beginning, yeah, with no social media, I was like, my first month was like 6, and then it was like 10, and then 12.
Yeah.
Like,
it was crazy. Yeah. So, and I love that because you were able to, generate revenue, get really confident in your offer.
Yeah.
And then beautifully orchestrated, you started to realize, okay, like I'm good. I know this works. I know my approach is successful. Now I'm ready to build out another level of that pyramid, right? And meanwhile, you worked on the bottom part of your pyramid, the free, right? You really started to escalate and build your audience, which is what that part's all about, which set you up perfectly to be able to move, really decide, well, what's next? And so the first step you took was your boot camp, right? Okay. So, and refresh my memory on the price point for your boot camp.
My first one was in January, and we started at $697. I just wanted to see if what I had, and I was literally making the slides as I was going week by week. I had
which is awesome.
Yeah, I had it because I didn't want to, we talked about it, I didn't want to waste time making something perfect for it to flop. So I had an intern who was, great in Canva and stuff like that. So I had my outline, she made the slides, I came on live and I coached them. So that was $697.
Okay.
The next one to $797. The next one went to $897. And then my last one, I went to $1297.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. And that was, how long was that, the boot camp?
9 weeks.
9 weeks. Okay. All right. So that was like a level C for the most part, right? And kind of creeping into a level B in terms of price. But I would say that's right in the middle of that profit pyramid, level C. And that's usually where, guys, everyone that's listening, that's usually where I recommend you start, in all honesty. I know it's tempting to start at the really low end, like, 97 or, like selling really inexpensive ebooks. I really recommend a little bit higher though, because just do the math. You got to sell a lot of $27 things to pay the mortgage, right? I consider that more of an advanced strategy, believe it or not, because the only way you're going to really knock it out of the park is if it is part of a sales funnel that leads people to a next step in the offer sequence, right? So I really like to start right where Jackie did, with a level C, and then escalating the price, which is amazing. And then you had your beautiful baby, and you decided at that point, I really want to pull back on one-on-one work, right? And so what you decided to do is create an academy, kind of similar to my Six-Figure Biz Academy philosophically, right?
Yeah.
In that it's a signature course, so it's like a level B in that profit pyramid. So it's a pretty significant undertaking. It's a much more thorough, in-depth type of course, and of course, the price point is higher. So tell us more about that offer, your signature course.
Yeah, so I essentially took everything that I taught in the Mindful Weight Loss Bootcamp, my group coaching, and then everything that was missing from that from my private. So I wanted to create something that was one place where I could offer at a healthy price point for people that wanted to work with me that couldn't afford my one-on-one, and also for my private clients that could afford my one-on-one, what I would gift them, kind of like what you do to us. It was a place where I would be on a call and say, go watch module, blah, 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 lesson, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So it was actually it's so much easier for me now to counsel because I literally it's there. It's one place. So I spent a lot of time. I had like a 65-page outline. Incredible. I just brain dumped everything that I teach. And I ended up hiring a VA who's my freaking unicorn. I'm obsessed with her, still working with me. And so she is the one that took my information and made my beautiful slides. Again, I had a 1-month-old baby. I couldn't be on Canva doing anything.
Right.
So she's working on that in the background. It's 7 modules. And each module has about 4 to 6 video lessons. I think it's 41 video lessons. And each lesson is accompanied by some sort of PDF, guide, worksheet. And I also had bonuses, of course, whether it's bonus recipes or shopping guides and things like that. And I also have 3 bonus exercise modules. So I had some of my friends who, again, kind of like gifted me. They made 6 videos, 6 workouts per module. So I had 18 total that were bonus. I also leveraged Eat Love. For those that paid in full, got access to Eat Love for the 2 months. So that was incentive for people to pay in full. What else did I have? I had a bonus.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that was actually, I was very impressed and shocked that most people did not opt for the payment plan, and they took advantage of Eat Love. So that was another like really smart thing that I feel like I did. I have 75 seats in my Eat Love. Why not use them? I'm already paying for them.
Right.
So that worked out really well. And then also
so they got, oh, sorry. I don't mean to talk over you. So they got that bonus for paying in full.
For paying in full, they got access to Eat
Love
throughout the whole program. And there was only a handful that took advantage of the payment plan that did not get access to the meal planning.
Okay. And then did you upcharge for the payment plan as well? Or did you just?
Yeah, 17%. So it was
all right.
$897 for the course, or 6 payments of $175.
Okay. Did you say what was the pay in full price?
$897.
$897. Beautiful. Love those 7s. I love it. Oh my gosh. Guys, she's selling a course for $897 that's pre-recorded, right?
Yeah. So
with modules.
I would pre-record, and then my virtual assistant would edit them, upload them to YouTube. So they're all in YouTube. And then I decided, much as I want to use Kajabi, I don't have the brain capacity or time to learn another platform. And I don't want her spending time on that right now. So we decided to use Practice Better. Like, I have the system, the automation, everything. And it is so beautiful because all of the 31 women in there love the fact that it is all from their phone. So that is a lesson for me. If I ever do move to another platform, probably Kajabi, I will make sure. That's why I won't choose Thinkific or something that doesn't have an app, because that was their favorite part of the program, that they could go to the grocery store with my shopping items on their phone, be on the call while they were like, it was a big part of why they loved the program.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Yeah. I use Simplero, and they have an app now. on the phone. And it's just so handy. It's so much easier. And it's just like the navigation is so clear.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's a really good point. I don't, I did not consider that before you just mentioned it in terms of some of the competition out there, Thinkific and Teachable. They need to get on it, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they don't have an app, but that is something
Yeah.
that, the courses that I've done, Kajabi was really nice when I was taking Olivia out for a walk and I would watch
Yeah.
a lesson so instead of like going to a podcast and going to a separate place, it was
Yeah.
all in one place. So that's important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, all right. So you had these 7 pre-recorded modules that were broken into mini modules, right? And you had your VA like go in and do some editing, make them beautiful, upload them. I'm so delighted to hear that you didn't have to spend you really didn't have to spend any extra money, right, on a platform, which
No,
is really great.
that was something that I decided I'd rather put the money into her to make my handout.
Yeah.
Something I forgot to mention that was so important to me was I
Yeah.
made everything fillable. That was something that I was struggling with. Any course that I did, I was like, how is this worksheet not fillable? So I made
Right.
sure that everything was fillable so the women could actually download the worksheet and like type on it. And that was something a
Yeah.
lot of them appreciated.
Yeah. That's super important, especially in this day and age, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So the modules dropped week by week.
Mhm.
Everyone started the same time, ended the same time, right?
Yep. I mean,
Okay. And
kind of
then,
in the
mhm.
founding, I had a little like founding member, so I made some money before I even created the course, and I offered them 25% off, so $5.99, and they all started the course together, but throughout. So my founding member was in October 2021, and I didn't launch until May, so I made that money in October 2021, and they didn't start till months and months later. So what I did
Oh.
Yeah, so what I did was I sent them like every month, like one of the
Mhm.
handouts and asked them for their feedback. So they felt
Mhm.
the part of the course creation. And they were all very supportive when I was like, hi, I can't handle launching this month. I'm trying to breastfeed and things like that. So that they were it was nice that they were very supportive and, we'll be here when you're ready. But yeah, that's how I broke it up.
Amazing. So you made some money, like, to pay for some of your time and your VA's time upfront, which is brilliant. I love that. Okay. Now, okay, so the modules drop every week over a period of 7 weeks. It's an
9
open or 9 weeks. That's right. Okay, 7 modules, 9 weeks.
Yeah, so I had implementation weeks, which I actually am
Okay.
getting a lot of feedback, and I'm going to turn it into a 12-week program now to
Okay.
add more implementation. That was big feedback from people to spread it out more. So,
Okay, great. So, okay, so you had 2 implementation weeks,
Mhm.
which made it 9, and you're gonna increase those implementation weeks for a total of 12. So it'll be a 3-month
Yep.
course.
Yep.
Okay, so what else? Like, where was the personalization, or
So,
was there?
I was toying with an upsell for a VIP offer for like I forgot what the price. I think I was going to do like $697, something like that, where I would offer food journaling through Practice Better, where I would review it. I just didn't have the capacity at that point, so it's something with this next launch I will. But I did
Yeah.
want to incorporate that food journaling aspect. It's really important in how I get my clients a lot of their results. So I partnered with an app called Ate, ATE, like I ate. I have a call
Okay.
with the founder later, and he has an app where it supports mindful eating and mindful, choices. So I purchased the app at a 50% off for my beta test so they could food journal, and then I would just go in there and like a few things and like yay or offer some swaps. So they did feel like I was reviewing their food, but I wasn't having to comment on every single thing. And now in this next round, I'm going to have my intern do it. So she can get experience and also they can get that personalized feedback on their meals.
Okay, so good. All right, so you moved away from the food journaling that's offered in Practice Better in this
Yep.
case.
Yes.
Okay. And it sounds like it's because the 8 app is a little bit more oriented around what you do, mindfulness,
Mhm. And
right?
I don't have to manage so many people. So it's really great because I'm their coach, so they're under me. But I don't feel the need. I didn't give people access in Practice Better to the food journal where I would have to like look at every single meal and comment on everything. I
Yes.
want to keep Practice Better food journaling for my private clients that are paying me a lot of money.
Oh,
I
got
want
it.
to offer
Yay.
a big thing about mindful eating is being conscious of what you're putting in your body. And I teach food journaling with pictures. So I felt like I couldn't have a program that didn't offer that. So
Yeah.
I stumbled up, my VA actually is the one that introduced it to me. She saw a commercial for it. So now I am collaborating with the owner or the founder. I'm talking to him later today to talk about how I can charge X amount and to have people under me as their coach. So I'm actually going to be making a profit while they are getting the support that they need, but I don't have to be the one doing it.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. You are my little business genius now. I'm so proud of you.
Far
I love it.
trying.
What's that?
I'm far from it, but I'm learning and I'm trying.
You are. Amazing. Okay. So, were there any like group calls?
Yes. So that's
Okay. So, tell me about that.
so that's a big thing I took from the Mindful Weight Loss Bootcamp. I loved the weekly live call. So I kept that. That was on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific. So I could accommodate. I'm in San Diego. I had a lot of East Coast people, Central, and my mom babysits on Wednesday. So I can tell her to stay as long as I need her to.
Love that. Thanks,
I
Mom.
It was perfect because I give Olivia a bath at 6 and feed her. So I could be on my call. Then I could go and, be a mom. And it was really nice. So I structured things differently for the calls where I made a Google form where they would type in their questions throughout the week. And then I linked it to an Excel so I could see all of the questions, and I gave them access to the Excel. I asked the women, do they want to see what everyone else is asking? And they were like, yeah. So it was really nice. They got inspiration. So for the first week, I got 41 questions submitted, and I was like, what? So I decided that I had like written answers, or I'd have my intern, if it was like an easy question, she could answer. So that was really helpful to keep the structure of my weekly calls, to keep their questions in order, certain topics. But yeah, so it was 9 weeks of live coaching every Wednesday.
Okay. Okay. So that's where they got your attention. Okay.
And
So
the,
you
and the Facebook group. I had a Facebook group.
okay. Amazing. Okay. So in terms of structuring those Q&As, because I have a hunch that our audience is probably really curious about some of those details, right? In terms of like the structure. So I think what I heard is that you sent out like a link to maybe a Google sheet or some kind of a form, right?
Yeah.
And they filled out their questions on this form, which is very
They
similar to yeah. And then
submitted.
everyone could see the questions, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit more about how you organize those. Because how did you do 41 questions?
So I had my VA go in, and we had our little color coding system.
Yeah.
Had her color code so I did have on the Google form, it's what's your name, what's your question about, and it was a drop down topic. It was mindset, it was weight loss, it was grocery shopping, it was working out, it was body image. So I broke it down that way so we could break it up easily. And then I would have her go in and actually pick out she came to me wanting to be a part of my program, and her VA skills were like what I needed. So I actually stole her as my VA so she could we traded services for a bit, which was great. So she went in and picked out the ones that were like really deep, important questions that I should definitely answer live. So I picked 10 with her. And then the other ones is where I would type in the answer. So it was like, how many grams of protein should I have a day or like in a meal? And like, I don't need to spend time answering that live. So I would type in the answer so people could always go back and see what I responded. Someone asked like, what spices do you suggest on meals? Or like, what's your favorite thing from Trader Joe's or blah, blah, blah. So I would go in, I would type in those easy responses. So it lived on that form so they could go back. And then the ones that were more deeper for me needing to coach, that's what I answered live on the calls.
Got it. Okay. That sounds like a great way to handle, because that's a lot, right? That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I was overwhelmed in the beginning. And then it started to like taper. It was more like 10 to 15 per call. But definitely, I think, people start a program, they're like so excited. So I had like people submitting like 5 or 6 questions at a time. So just for me to manage and answer, because again, like I had to be mindful of their time and my time, 60 minutes. So I chose 10 that I thought were the most important that covered all of the topics.
Okay, perfect. Such a great strategy. All right. Well, I'm just so excited for you. So let's talk a little bit about, let's see. I want to help everyone that's joining us, and those of you that are joining the replay as well, to really get a sense of how they themselves could be successful in this arena, because I mean, this is what everybody wants, right? So, all right, so let's just talk a little bit more about the nitty gritty. So I'm clear on why you wanted to move away from one-on-one. By the way, are you offering any one-on-one? And those 7 women that raised their hand and said they want to continue, is that within another group? Like what is that next offer for them?
So I am still doing one-on-one, and I keep upping my prices until people start saying no to me. So yes, and I am only seeing 2 clients a day because of Olivia and breastfeeding and all of that stuff. I'm absolutely maxed out. So I'm really trying to push people into the Mindful Weight Loss Academy if they are a good fit for it. And the continuation option, I ended up offering them for $99 a month to continue to work with me, where they can continue with the 8 app, and then they get weekly review, not daily. So my intern will go in there and I will peek around. Right. They get access to Eat Love, those 2 things. They get messaging through the 8 app because that's just what comes. And then I did something pretty unconventional on our call last night. And it was just, it was not very business-like woman of me, but it was the coach inside me and the lovey-dovey person inside me. And I decided to offer the women to join the program again for the next updated reiteration 2.0 that I'm going to launch in September, because they gave me so much great feedback. And many of them said, I wish it was longer. Like, I wish I had, because life in 9 weeks goes by really quickly. So I just decided, it's like, you know what, do you guys want to do it again? And I won't shut down the Facebook group. And 7 women on the spot were like, yes, yes. So I could have charged them, 50% or whatever, right. But to me, they're helping me shape the program, and I'm hoping I get another 30, 40, however, many women. At least I already have 7 who are 7 bodies. I'm going to get emails, I'm assuming, from the rest of the women who watched the replay to say, yes, I want to do the program again, and then be a part of the community. So that was a big selling factor for a lot of people. It was a healthy number. It wasn't something crazy, and that they would get to go through the 12-week program with me. With
okay.
So yeah.
So that was redoing the program was part of the $99 a month offer.
Yes, I wasn't planning on that. And in the future, if people want to go through the program again, I'll definitely offer it, but offer it at half off, something like that.
Yeah.
But this was my beta test and my founding members, and I created this program for them. So it only felt right for me to, in a sense, gift it to them. But it's still like, that's $700 a month that I wasn't making before. So
I think it's great. Okay. Yeah. And that's the beauty of leveraged offers because it doesn't really make a difference. Like you're doing the class anyway. It's not more time
Yep.
for you, or maybe just a teeny bit, but you've got interns to help you. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. Okay. So what would you say, for our audience, in your opinion, when is a good time to start, launching a group program? What would you say?
I felt so I started in September, October, November, December, January. So, I mean,
Mhm.
everyone's business is different. For me, the
Right.
first 3 months was like overwhelming, like how many people, again, and also I'm in weight loss and mindful weight loss, which a lot of people like connect to, or like, what is that? So I had a lot of people who are interested. I felt that I needed to support more people, but I
Mhm.
wanted to charge what I was worth. But I knew finances was a big reason why people couldn't pay 4 figures to work with me. So I had to come up with an offer that could support people and get them the same results, but at a healthy price. So that's when, and also I was getting too booked. Like I didn't have time to take on many more people. So it was that price point was definitely important to me, that like I didn't want people to feel like they couldn't work with me because they couldn't afford it. And number
Mhm.
two, I was getting pretty burnt out. And I was also starting with my husband to start a family. And I knew I needed to take care of my own like mental, emotional, physical health. So I wanted to scale back on being on Zoom all day. And then once a week, is a lot less work. It's a lot of work in the beginning. I will say, for those that like want to start a course, like that was not fun. Every Saturday, I recorded 6 lessons in between Olivia's nap. Like it was a lot. I'm so glad I have support to like help watch her and things. But now I have everything. All I have to do is
Yeah.
make weeks and like upload it to Kajabi if I want to move, or all the hard work is done. But I would say, if you want to do it, I spent months and months and months on my outline, putting everything, reorganizing, reshifting, making it the
Mhm.
best. And again, it was 65 pages of just my client's experience, my experience, things I teach, examples. So it's really important. You can't just like whip up a course. Like it takes a lot of preparation. You don't want to rush
Mhm.
into it. And when you start feeling that burnout, or you want to offer something at a level that people can afford, I would say go for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I love how you started to move into the leveraged offers when you got traction in your one-on-ones, right?
Yeah.
And you were successfully building your audience because that can really help as well, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a lower price point than your one-on-ones, and what that means is we're looking at more volume, right?
Yeah.
To pay the bills. You just do the simple math, right? And you realize that, okay, so it's a lower price point, which is great. It allows, those people that otherwise would not be able to get your help, which is, that's what we all want. We want to serve, you know, a variety of different people in different socioeconomic categories, right?
And
So it really allows that.
it's a lower price point, but it's still expensive. Like it's still $1,000. So
It
that's
is.
having the payment plan over the 6 months. A lot of people were very grateful of that because, and of course I had an upcharge, but to me, I don't do this for the money. Like I do this to help. Of course, it's nice to be able to
Yeah,
pay the mortgage, but
right.
to me, that 6 months of 175 sounded really feasible. And there were some people that told me that they couldn't do it. And I said, I have a
Yeah,
$187 course if you want that. I have a downsell. I'm like, you can do that instead. But to me, the coaching, I don't want people stressing about the finances, and it
yeah,
felt healthy to charge all the time that I put into it, but also get them the results that they wanted without me having to work one on one and doing so much.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that is amazing. And I love that combination of the pre-recorded modules with the group every week, right? And that's really where you build that sense of community that's so powerful. So, is there anything else that you want to share in terms of how you were able to pull this off? You're 8 months pregnant, I think, right? When you embarked on this challenge, as if there wasn't enough going on in your
Yeah.
life.
No, I
And
actually was 8 months pregnant. Yeah.
yeah, so um, I think like and those listening, let me know if I'm on target here, but my hunch is that like it's hard to even imagine doing that, let alone 8 months pregnant, right? So how did you do it? Like what just tell us a little bit more. Your psyche, your motivation, how you kept yourself going, those types of things.
I will say I couldn't have done it if I did not have the support of my virtual assistant and my family and my husband, who supported me with my baby and then also and supported me going back to work 4 weeks after having a baby. But my business is also my other baby. So it was really
Yeah.
important that I did take time, but I also was ready to get back into it, even just for a few hours a day. I will say preparation is key. And that's when I knew I had an incredible outline of what I wanted the program to look like and specific and detailed links to, again, I had my old group program. So I wasn't starting from scratch. I essentially took that as a base and I revamped it and put it on steroids. So that was really helpful for my virtual assistant to see my old slides, get information from there, add in new things. And we just have really great communication. We had deadlines. So I use ClickUp for my project management. So again, moving things through my
Mm.
system, I'd get notified when I need a review slide. She knew when she needs to make edits. So you can do it alone. I just couldn't because I had an
Yeah.
infant and clients and was trying to get new clients, like I was still
Yeah.
running a business and providing, free content and weekly emails. Like I was doing all the things. So I'm at this inflection point where I need to bring on more help to help me,
Yeah.
grow and scale. So, but I would say absolutely hiring on someone, even if it's just, I think she's roughly like 10 to 12 hours a week, making my slides, making my handouts, the things that I'm not good at, that I don't want to do, and
There you
also
go.
things that don't make me money. That doesn't make, I make money other ways. So I made sure she was doing the things that I needed, but that don't literally translate into dollars. And then the things that I needed to do that translate into dollars so I could pay her. So preparation, support in terms of a virtual assistant, an intern. I mean, my two interns have been with me. So I had four, two are in their dietetic internships now. They want to help. Like they want to be a part. Like I'm giving my intern an opportunity now to food journal. Like she's so excited. She was on every call and she's like, oh my God, like this is what happens when you like coach. And I'm showing her another side of being a dietitian outside of the hospital setting, and
Right.
their interns are so eager, like they want to help you. And I love support. I was there one day, I was there back in the day too. So get the help that you need and being organized with your time. So I would say I'm recording, we had a timeline, like I'm recording on this day, that even when I was moving, I was
Ah,
like, I need to
amazing.
record these 5 modules before my move, which gave me 4 weeks to settle into my house, which I'm still not settled into. And then I recorded the last two when I was in the new house. So it really took a lot of strategic planning.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, for sure. So can you kind of recap the results of your launch?
Yeah. So I had a $26,000 beta test launch, which I was very, very pleased with. Literally having a 5-month-old baby and in the middle of moving to a new house. So I had 10 women in my founding members. That's where I actually got on calls with them to when I was creating my course. I wanted to learn more
Mhm.
about what they were struggling with. I decided to pitch an offer. I just kind of did it, and I priced that at 25%. So that was $5.99, and they stayed with me from October to May, just being there, hanging out, waiting. And then my goal was an extra 10 women. I wanted 21 total, but I got 21. So I had 31 women in. So those 21 paid $897 or 6 payments of $175 for the 9-week coaching program, evergreen modules, drip release, but with live coaching, with bonuses, bonus guides, calls. I brought in a mindset expert. So I did, a lot of things to add bonus and value. And then this next round, I'm going to spend all of August making the tweaks. And then I'm going to start again in September. And then I am going to turn it into 12 weeks. I'm going to up the price to $997, even though I probably could do more, but I don't want to. I think it's helped a part of my profit pyramid where I have my private coaching 4 figures, and then I have this somewhere lower, and then I have my mini course $197. So I feel good about that price point. But if I have $997, hopefully I'll get 41 women this time. So we'll see.
I think you can. I really think you can do it. So what would you do differently, if anything, as you look at relaunching in September?
I'd get a therapist to help me with I was very grateful. I did not struggle with postpartum depression, but I definitely am a type, as you know, I'm a type A. We're all type A perfectionists, but the way that I wish I had better coping skills, because I was getting up at 3 a.m, like, did I send out that email for this? So I wish either I'd better coping skills, just me personally. What would I do differently? I wish I had maybe someone else helping me, that I hired another VA for my VA is incredible with like design and content, and maybe another VA for scheduling Facebook posts. I was doing everything on the whim. I've never done this before. I was literally beta testing. So I wish I was more prepared in terms of not the morning of 6 a.m. waiting for Olivia to wake up and writing a Facebook post. What am I going to post today? I wish I was more prepared in scheduling in terms of like the Facebook community and having all of that stuff done so I could go up. But again, it was my first one. So now I have all these Facebook posts, which I'm going to have my VA schedule for me.
Yeah.
And
what were the posts? Like, tell us a little bit about those posts.
So
were they, community building type of posts?
So every Monday I would say, module blah, blah, blah is live, which actually I'm changing to Saturdays. That's a big feedback I got. Women wanted the modules to be released on Saturdays so they could spend the weekend watching, which I didn't know about that. So I'm going to change that up. But every Monday I would say module blah, blah is alive and like talk about it. I would link to the Google form, drop your questions there. So blah, blah. So I had the questions beforehand. And again, all of this was automated and practiced better too with the emails, but a lot of people use the Facebook group. And then on Wednesdays in the morning, I would do a reminder about the call. And then on Fridays, I would do some sort of like inspirational, like, what was your win this week? Like, what was your scale or non-scale victory? Or so like 4th of July, it was like, what is one thing you are planning to do this 4th of July to support your health and weight loss goals? And it was really nice they're so active in there. I have 41 women. It's not like it's 4,000 women, but every day people are posting, commenting. I went in there all the time, like with my, what was going on with me. But I had 3 posts that I always did. Module was released, reminder about the call, and then something community building.
Okay. So 3 posts a week or day?
A week.
I was going to say, okay, thank goodness.
Okay. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Awesome. Okay. That is amazing. Okay, let's see. Looks like we got a good question here from Shirley. Hey, Shirley, welcome. So Shirley says, I'm slowly putting my foundation in place. I think my issues are time and mindset. Once I'm ready, I want to do group coaching. Do you find that some members may need more help than others?
Yes. Everyone is different as well. So
Yes.
especially when it comes to weight loss, and even in my program, I talk about like everybody's body is different,
Hmm.
PCOS, or whether it's, some other hormonal issue, or again, some people have 5 pounds to lose, some people have 40 pounds to lose. So it was really important to me to teach them how to personalize it. But in group coaching, I'm not doing it for them. They're the ones. So I kind of
Yes.
put it on them. Like, these are the things that I teach, but you are the one to decide what are the right foods for your body. So instead of me helping them figure it out, I literally gave them the roadmap. I literally have a handout
Hmm.
called how to figure out what foods work best for you and your body. So I decided, like, instead of trying to teach it 20 times, I'm going to teach it once and then have
Yeah.
them work. So I would say do some introspection into what are the things that you constantly teach over and over and over again that you can turn into some evergreen once, a worksheet, a
Yes.
module, a lesson, a bonus, or whatever. So that takes time though. Like, I had to like kind of jog my memory. It's like, what are the things that I do for each one of my clients that gets them their results? Then I had to channel that into how can I help 20, 30, 40 women with this. So, and then the personal touch is always from the live coaching calls. I know every single woman. I know everything. I remember like all of this stuff, but that makes them feel like they're not a number. I didn't want them to be on
Mm.
200-person call. I don't want a course like that. That's like not me.
Hmm.
If anything, maybe, I'd max it at like, 50, and then I'll up the price, because
Right.
I know that if I want to get people the best results, like, I need to know them.
Hmm.
Not know them as well as one-on-one, but and who knows, maybe I'll have another offer one day that's like a 297, 397, that you just buy it and there's no coaching. But when I'm coaching, I need to know who's on my call and like about them.
Hmm.
So that's where that personal touch comes in, where they need more support, they need more help than others. And they would come on to I would do hot seat coaching. So I'd spend time answering questions, and then I would do laser hot seat coaching. I'd put a timer on for 5 minutes. They'd tell me, and then I'd literally coach them on the spot, and other people would learn from them. They would also get that more support that they needed.
So good. Such a great strategy. So awesome. All right. Well, gosh, time flies, right? Can you
Yeah.
believe it? I could talk to you all day. So, let's see. Okay, looks like we got another quick question. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it's a nice thank you. You're welcome. It is my favorite topic, that's for sure. How to make multiple streams of revenue. Oh, and actually, we did get one more question from Shirley. Do you offer a monthly private call? So, not with this program, right?
So
Like a not, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to with the VIP level, which I decided not to do because I just didn't have the bandwidth. With this
Mhm.
level, I'm still debating. That's where I will offer an upsell. So it will be probably double the price. If they want, I need to move away from a private call, and I
Yeah.
just can't. So whether I hire on another dietitian at some point, that's where I'll offer that, or like a health coach under me.
Mhm.
So that is definitely something you can do, and I plan to do. For me, I plan on, like, if they want me, I will food journal, and then I'll send them like a voice note or whatever. And that is something or they could have private messaging with me. But yeah, I did toy around with a monthly private call or something like that. But I just don't have the capacity, and I
You
don't want
can't do it.
no, and I don't want to have to charge, a few $1,000s. That defeats
Right.
the purpose of my course.
Right.
So when I hire on, if anyone's looking and is in mindful weight loss, when I hire on a new health coach or a new dietitian, that's when I will offer an upsell, but it will be a monthly call or a weekly check-in for like 15 minutes. That's my goal. I would love like a weekly check-in where I'd have a coach underneath me who I've trained, and then they will hop on those. So that's something that one of the group members mentioned. She like wished that she like used me more in the Facebook group for like a weekly check-in. And that kind of like jogged my like, ooh, that's a really
that could be a thing.
But not me. It would be someone else. To me, I want to stay as like the coaching calls are me, and the check-in can be like a health coach, or it could. To me, what's also really important is that I always want to make sure I have a dietitian who's doing these things. I don't want to have someone who just read a blog post and calls himself like, a health coach. So I would make sure it would be a dietitian who's giving that support, but have them give that weekly. I probably wouldn't do monthly because there would be it could be monthly, but to get my participants the best. And that also creates that that I want this. I want to be a part of this program. I get a weekly call with someone. I can charge a lot for that. And honestly, again, aside from the money, it helps them the most. Like, to go 4 weeks without getting that support, that's not how my clients are going to be the most successful. So every decision that I've made, I've asked myself, how am I going to get my students to the finish line faster and get them the results that they want?
Yeah. And that's great. That is how I think it's the way we should make decisions, right? What do my clients need, even in a group setting, to help them be successful? And every single element needs to be considered in that way. And if it isn't going to help them, if it's just a nice to have, get rid of it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing with some of that's why I decided to go with the 8 app instead of, I had another option of just like a fillable worksheet. And even though my VA made it beautiful and fillable and all that stuff, I'm going to delete it because I noticed that it creates more overwhelm. And slows people down getting to the finish line. So my goal for them is to complete the 7 modules, not be stuck at module 2 when we're at week 7 or 9 or 12 or whatever.
Right.
So if I have too many things, and that's another delicate, like, you need to, as dietitians, we want to like information handout.
Like fire hosing people, right?
Exactly.
It's so easy to do. It really is so, and it's not helpful.
Well, so I essentially kind of did that with weekly releasing a module and not giving them some breathing room, because I thought that's what you do. And a lot of them gave me feedback, but like, they want a module time. So now I'm turning it into 12, and I'm going to do 2 modules, implementation, 2 modules. Because people just need time to implement it. They need to learn, they need to absorb, and then they need to do. And to do that all really quickly, I didn't think people would want to commit to a 3-month program, but honestly, every single person was like, oh, we would have loved that. So that's why I offered them to join again, so they could be a part of the updated version to implement. It's honestly a chance for them to implement what they learned.
Yeah, that makes sense. I love it. Okay. Any parting words of wisdom that you want to share as we start to wrap up?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at some of the comments, and for those people that are, saying like, I can do this, and you can. Like, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, would I be having a 5-figure launch with no marketing plan whatsoever, with a I think she was, when it was in May, so she was 4 months old, and like no. But I decided, you know what, this is what I needed to do so I could spend more time with her while still making, my business profitable. And if anything, it increased. I took off essentially 3 months in a sense of not taking new clients. And I've already surpassed my income that I made last year, where I was working all the time.
A lot.
Yeah. And for the 3 months. So you guys can do it. When you feel, again, it's a big undertaking. So when you're teaching the same thing over and over and over again, and you're getting people results, that's when you can make a course. That's when you can get coaching. That's when you can have the one-to-many model, because not only is it going to help you, so to avoid burnout for you, but the sense of community. Every single person who's filled out their final survey form for me has said the live coaching calls and the Facebook group were their favorite parts of the program.
Okay, that's so cool. And guys, just a quick reminder, I happen to have a course on how to build out a group program. Go figure, right? It's lucrativecourseblueprint.com. And, you know, in full transparency, I just wrapped up. This is a 9-week experience, toying with making it a little bit longer, right? For some of the reasons we talked about today, just to really help with the implementation phases. Drop me a line if it's something you're interested in, because I was toying with maybe offering it again in the fall. So usually I just offer it once a year, but I just get so many questions about, you know, how to successfully do a course, how to create it, like where do I start? How do I, you know, like all the tech pieces, that I was contemplating offering it again. So yeah, just drop me a line, Lesli at lesliebitel.com, if that's, you know, something that might be of interest to you. And I might be able to be persuaded to do it again live. All right. So, all right, guys. So, all right. Looks like it is time to wrap things up. I know you've got places to go and clients to see. And so it was so great reconnecting with you. It's been way too long. Let's do it again. It's such a joy to just see your progression and your growth. And I'm just over the moon happy for you. So yay. Virtual hugs.
Yes. Love it.
So great. Okay, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, a really great weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right, everybody, take care. Bye for now.
Bye.